Yerp, this is Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Yellowjackets season 2, episode 6. Yeah, after that week hiatus, I was kind of upset about that, but man, did it come back in a crazy way. This episode was insane. I'm gonna try to do my best to break it all down. I'm extremely exhausted. So just bear with me. With all that being said, let's get right into it. And we get a little bit of a flashback scene of them all in class. You have, you know, old boy there. They're talking about giving birth and stuff. They're passing around notes. We see a young Randy, which that was a funny ass scene. And remember those days, even though nobody really was passing notes around my era and stuff and like my generation. So interesting stuff. Flipping back to present day, Misty confronts Lottie and says, like, I'm here to get Nat. And Lottie also pretty much says that she's here for a reason. She tried to kill herself. She's not here against her will. We'll get back to that. So then Shauna is so funny, bro. She'll say some out of pocket shit. So she comes into the kitchen saying, like, yo, we gotta go down to questioning. And Jeff's like, I got you, babe. Don't worry about it. No, I'm talking about me and Callie have to go down to the office. And then he just completely switches up. She's like, I told you. And then she says, she begins to say, like, I'd rather you just have sex with the man. Because at least then all this would kind of gone away. That's some wild ass shit, but she's right, though, at the same time. And it's kind of weird just how Callie reacts to this and also Jeff reacts to this. We'll get back to that as well. Back at the cabin, though, back in the wilderness, Shauna is about to give birth. She's having contractions. Nobody knows what the fuck to do in this situation. Everybody's panicking, especially Misty. As soon as she sees blood, she's just kind of freaking out because she has just killed somebody or, made somebody kill themselves or off themselves. And while this is all going on, a lot of weird things are going on around Shauna. You got, Travis cutting open his hand, and they start doing ritual stuff, saying seances and stuff. It gets really weird, bro. Really weird, really creepy, really fast. And that continues throughout the episode. But I also like where we have Nat coming to some type of what is it? Like some type of revelations, pretty much owning up to the blame of Travis's death and blaming herself, and even bringing up to Misty like, yo, we are broken and we can't have love because we're all kind of dealing with this. You look at Thaisa, her marriage is not working out. Van, stuff's not working out with her. Shauna and Jeff's relationship isn't really going really well. You know what I'm saying? So there is definitely a pattern here, and she's not wrong. And I also like the conversation she has between her and Lisa. And Lisa is saying, like, that's a part of growth, just forgiving. And I like that. I like, and I want to see where that goes, because it seems like Nat is starting to kind of come around to Lottie and just what she got going on there. Meanwhile, we catch up with Van and Thaisa. And Thaisa's asking Van, like, yo, what did she say? She's talking about her other self and pretty much saying that we aren't here. We aren't where we're supposed to be. Which in my head is thinking like, oh, no, they're supposed to be with Lottie. Which is now everything, the dots are starting to connect. But there's still more things that we haven't seen yet. That makes me so fascinated to see where they're going to go with this. Now that, like, when you get towards the end of the episode, all of them kind of coming together. It's interesting, though, that Thaisa really wants to kind of help out Van because she sees all the bills stacked up into the trash can, and Van is just very defensive. Like, she says, like, yo, I don't need your help. I don't need nothing from you. You came to see me. I was like, all right, damn. But then Thaisa gets a call from Misty saying, like, yeah, Lottie is still around. She's back doing her thing, and everybody's really shocked. Like, Lottie must have done something really crazy or something to make people kind of like somewhat fearful of Lottie. And speaking of Lottie, there's a scene where she's talking to her psychiatrist. I'm putting in air quotes right now because I don't think she's really seeing that. I think that's something in her mind. That scene literally gave me chills because she's sitting there talking to the psychiatrist, and she's talking about like her experiences in her past, and talking about them or this dark presence that has followed them. And she's thinking that I was never mentally ill. I was always just like this. It's so crazy. And then just you hear these like weird ass chants in the background. It's fucking creepy as shit. Then we get one of the funniest moments of this episode is where Jeff's out front of the police station bumping fuck the police. And I literally couldn't stop laughing, bro. And gets a call from Tasha. Tasha's looking for Shauna, and pretty much leaves a message saying like, yeah, look, Lottie's back. We're heading to where she's at. Van's going. The whole gang's going. And he's like, okay. So then in the police station, you have Shauna and Callaghan split up. The J guy is talking to Shauna, and Shauna kind of lets a little bit too much truth out, bro. That's the thing about Shauna. She is a really bad liar. On the other hand, Callie is taking a lot of inspiration from Shauna by lying and saying like, oh, Jay tried to make a move on me, like, so that could possibly help them. But it just makes things worse, as now things are just really messy, as Shauna tells Jeff like, no, I told the police officer I had an affair with Adam. And he's just like lost for words. And then he also sees the gun in the glove compartment. He's like, what are you doing, Shauna? Like, if we got pulled over with that, it's a wrap. And he ends up telling her, yeah, Tasha called and says Lottie is back, need you to come with us. And Jeff's like, yeah, you need to get the fuck up out of here, because this might help us, because if you stick around, we all gonna get jammed up. Now, back in the wilderness, things get really crazy. This is where shit gets very trippy. Now, with all this yelling and screaming and just wild shit happening, Shauna delivers the baby. That's what they want you to think. And the baby's just continuously crying, and she's trying to get the baby to breastfeed, but it's not really working. So now, jumping back into present day, we have our big ass reunion, and Van gives off the weirdest look at Lottie, like she's seen a ghost. And just something about that place, even Lottie talked about it. It just kind of draws all of them together. And when it pans up, you see this symbol, and I'm like, bro, that's crazy. And I thought that was going to be the mic drop, but no. The grand finale for this episode was so devastating. So, we get this weird ass scene earlier before this of like Lottie holding Shauna's baby, and Shauna kind of freaks out like, what are you doing? And Lottie says something like, he needs to feed, you'll see, whatnot. And then all of a sudden, towards this end of this episode, she kind of wakes up in a daze, like she's been like kind of, she got roofied or some shit. She's like walks up in a daze, and then sees everybody with blood on their face, and she thinks that they ate her baby. And then she completely snaps out of it. You know what I'm saying? She wakes up, and then we find out that the baby is actually gone. The baby didn't make it. And I was just like, my heart dropped, bro. My heart dropped, and I was just like, that was devastating. And just the acting all the way through from beginning to end was fantastic. The younger Shauna, bravo, yo. She needs to definitely get some Emmys. The younger Misty also needs to get some. Everybody, man. Everybody deserves it across the boards. This was a devastating episode. Had some light humor, and it definitely freaked me the fuck out. But I want to know how you felt about this episode. What were some of your favorite moments? How did you feel about the ending? Where do you think the last few episodes are going to go? Is Coach going to be okay? Is he really going to be able to make it out this season? We'll have to wait and find out. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.